Hello lovely formulators, I am Elham from Skin Chakra, the place to purchase excellent quality cosmetic raw material and to learn how to formulate like a cosmetic chemist. And today and in this episode of quarantine formulation, I am going to show you how to make this beautiful prebiotic hand washing gel. This is the perfect product for these days where you want to carry a kind of hand washing product with yourself all around. This is nice. Look at this color, and it is quite easy to make it. You can fill it in a squeeze bottle, in a tube bottle, or in sea-level tubes, and so you can carry it in your purse or in your car all around. I will link to the blog post with the complete formulation, ingredients and percentages, but I'm going here to show you just how the process works. Here I have my water phase, including the hydrosol, panthenol, propylene glycol, which is a plant-based humectant, and other water-based products, the chelator as well. And I am going to add the powder phase. The powder phase is a blend of aloe powder, the prebiotic, and natural betaine, that is a humectant. So it's for simplicity, and because I am lazy, I'm using an overhead mixer. But if you don't have any overhead mixer, you can easily do this step with a spatula or a glass rod. All of these powders are water soluble, so it doesn't take a long time till they completely disperse and dissolve. The powder phase is completely dispersed and dissolved, and the next step is to add the gum. Here I am using a blend of soda gum, AX, and cognac gum. For this step as well, an overhead mixer is ideal, but if you don't have such a luxury in your laboratory, you can use your Kai Blendia or Dynamix, or even for small batches you can use a spatula. Manually blending the gum into the water phase, I recommend that you pre-wet this phase in glycerin or a plant-based glycol so that it is easier to disperse and it doesn't build any clumps. When you use an overhead mixer for adding the gum to the water phase, add the gum into the vortex that is built by the mixer. It is blended easier and doesn't build any clumps. So I have added the complete gum phase to the hydrosol phase, and I let this hydrate for about half an hour. I increase the speed of the stirrer and let it stir for half an hour to 40 minutes to completely hydrate before I can add the surfactant phase. So we have blended the surfactants, the essential oil and the paprika extract, and they easily blend all together. And after my gum is completely hydrated, I can add this phase, and then we move on to adjusting the pH and adding the preservative. The gum face has been stirring for about 30 minutes. You see it is very nice and smooth. And now I am going to add the surfactant phase. Meanwhile, I calibrated the pH meter off camera and it is ready for pH measurement as well. So I'm going to reduce the speed. This step must be done very slowly and very carefully. You don't want to agitate the product. You are adding surfactants and you don't want to create excessive foam and air bubbles. Some air bubbles are inevitable and you see it here, but it's actually quite attractive. But you don't want to have more bubbles or a layer of foam on top of the product. I am reducing the speed to about 200, 150, and very slowly and little by little I add the surfactant and let it blend with the stirrer. You don't have to watch me do this step. I just wanted to show you how it works. I will come later and show you as I have added half of the phase to the hydrosol phase. I'm halfway through adding the surfactant phase to the water phase. It is not completely blended yet. It takes time and I will come and show you the final result after I have added all of the phase and the surfactant phase is completely blended. All of the surfactant phase is now added and I'm going to stop the stirrer and remove the beaker so you can see how it looks like. This is the consistency, nice gel. There are some air bubbles that are inevitable. Now ready to add the preservative phase, but just to make sure that the pH is in range, we are going to prepare a 10% dilution in distilled water and measure the pH. So I have made a 10% dilution of the hand washing gel in distilled water and we are going to measure the pH now. My pH is calibrated. The pH is 5.49. It is actually quite suitable for adding the preservative phase. So I'm going to add the preservative phase, but I know that my preservative slightly increases the pH. I add the preservative together with lactic acid to reduce the pH. I am aiming for a pH between 5.2 and 5.5. So I add the preservative, add the lactic acid, make another dilution and re-measure the pH. So I added the preservative, added lactic acid to reduce the pH and keep it in range, and now I am going to measure the pH of a 10% dilution. And hopefully it is in range and we don't need to change anything. The pH is 5.45 that is perfectly in range. So the product is practically ready. We have to take stability and microkit samples and fill the rest in suitable containers. So I'm going to fill the gel in these kind of sealable tubes. For these tubes, you need a sealing machine. I will link to the previous video that I showed you how I use these tubes. But we have as well these kind of tube bottles, and you don't need any specific machines for them. You can easily fill the product and close the cap, and it's still very slim, like a tube. You can squeeze these. So we are done. I have filled the product in our tube bottle. We sell this bottle on our shop. You can fill it in a bottle with a clap lid or in sealable tubes, whatever your heart desires. This is a perfect giveaway for your friends, your family, friends who are working during this tough time, such as the post, DHL and delivery people, or supermarket cashiers, whoever you want. Thanks for joining me. I will see you soon in another tutorial.